Hello, my name's Dennis, and today I'm going to be going over briefly how we communicate through time. We communicate through time with time mirrors, but before I get into that, let's review briefly what light is and what regular mirrors are. This explanation will be on an elementary level and will only require knowledge of symmetry and basic logic. Light is electromagnetic radiation that propagates in space and time. In the animation on the left, you can see a light pulse propagating in one dimension. On the right, you can see the same thing, except intensity is color-coded. The takeaway from this is that light assumes a rectilinear trajectory in a homogeneous medium, but not all mediums are homogeneous. A regular mirror represents a heterogeneous medium that changes abruptly in space, which leads consequently to a reflection in space. In the animation on the left, assume a regular mirror is at distance 100. Once the incident pulse reaches this mirror, it's split in two. One light pulse travels forward in space, and one pulse is reflected backwards in space. The graph on the right shows the same thing, except intensity is color-coded. This concludes the review of what light is and what regular mirrors are. Next, it will be illustrative to inspect the math behind wave propagation, but only superficially. The wave equation governs the propagation of electromagnetic radiation. In one dimension, the wave equation equates the second rate of change in the field with respect to space to the second rate of change in the field with respect to time. Ignoring the propagation velocity coefficient, swapping time and space variables yields the same wave equation. The wave equation is symmetrical about space and time. Since the wave equation is symmetrical about space and time, solutions to the wave equation can have their space and time variables swapped and remain solutions to the wave equation, at least qualitatively. Let's do this with the solution to the regular mirror. First, start with the solution to a regular mirror. Take the label on the horizontal axis, which was distance, and drag it over to the vertical axis. Then, take the label on the vertical axis, which was time, and drag it over to the horizontal axis. This will result on the graph on the right, which is a solution for a time mirror, and also a solution to the wave equation. Now, let's inspect a solution to a time mirror. A time mirror has a medium that changes abruptly as a function of time. As a consequence of this change in medium in time, it has a reflection that goes backwards in time, as opposed to a reflection that goes back in space as a result of an abrupt change in medium in space. An animation of this time reflection can be seen on the left. The incident is traveling from left to right, while the time reflection is traveling from right to left, until the medium changes and it meets the incident pulse and vanishes. If the propagation velocity of the medium is less than the speed of light, then a detector placed advanced in space, such as here, can relay information back to the user about time reflections before the medium changes. To satisfy causality, the user must cause a change in medium that creates the time reflection in the future, but can also act on this information in the present. This concludes the discussion of the operation of time mirrors. Although this discussion has been on an elementary level, all physical systems have been modeled rigorously and solved exactly. Even though the concept behind time mirrors is simple, creating one is not. Medium properties often change very little and over long periods of time. This creates vanishingly small time reflections, which is why we're asking for your help in this Kickstarter.